Alright, I really struggled thinking about this video, but you know what? This is going to be my first video, and this is going to be a very serious video, at least for me. This is just... These are going to be my things that I want to get off my chest right now. So, we all can agree that 2016 has been a really crazy year. But what I really want to talk about is, first off, global warming. Global warming is not just a problem that affects me personally, but it affects everyone on the planet right now. It affects everyone on the planet because we all live on this planet right now. And it bothers me that it's a problem and that it's taken so long to actually really have anything to do about. Now, of course, I'm just a random person who finally got around to making their first video in 2016, but global warming is just, it's a really deep topic with me because I know what most of global warming has to offer. At least I feel like I do, but of course, I'm still young and stupid, so. It's just, global warming, it is slowly but surely drawing the it's slowly but surely drawing people closer to extinction. And, of course, it might not make sense, or you just might not care, but the more that we do things that destroy our environment, more things that send out more gas emissions, that is bringing us people closer to extinction. And that's a really scary thought for me because, you know, I still have my whole life ahead of me, and I want to be sure that, like, you know, everything's okay and that future generations can live and thrive and prosper. And at the rate that we're going, it's just not looking possible. It's not looking like it's going to be the case because global warming has been around for, I want to say 10 years, maybe longer, maybe less. I don't really know. But global warming it affects everyone because it's slowly raising global temperatures all the time. And then also, it's bringing about more severe It's bringing around more natural disasters, and weather is becoming more intense as time is going on. Not to mention, it's also destroying breathable air. And in case if you... no, never mind. Insert witty joke here, but, you know, if we don't have oxygen, if we can't breathe, I mean, yeah, sure, you can make the argument that you'll just knock yourself out and then start breathing, but then, what happens when you become unconscious and you can't start breathing again? You will die. And I know that's a scary thought for everyone, the thought of dying, but don't worry, that is a different subject for a different day. This is my quick little thing about global warming, and I'm gonna get off my soapbox for this topic and move on to my next topic. My next topic that I really want to talk about has to do with the environment. It's not global warming, but I just mean the environment. The environment itself is a truly beautiful place, and just any time that I go walking or like I go exercising out in my neighborhood and I'm just listening to music, it hits me that, like, our home, this planet Earth, is such a beautiful place. And it's become really ugly and disgusting, just the more litter that I see alongside roads, or like things that people were just too lazy to throw away. Like, I'm sorry, but please do your part and just dispose of it properly. it's not even an issue of not throwing it away, it's just an issue of actually disposing of it properly. Like, people throw away water bottles, and it's like, water bottles can be recycled, right? Like, this shouldn't be news to you, but you can recycle water bottles. You can also recycle a multitude of things, and there, I'm sure as heck, a lot of things that can be recycled that I'm just not aware of. But I do know you can recycle plastic, you can recycle batteries, I'm almost positive you can recycle glass. If not, I don't know. But it's just, it kind of really irks me because I really do think that it's a beautiful place, but anytime that I'm driving to school, or anytime that I'm driving to school, and I look at the side of the road, I just see all this litter and garbage and all this disgusting stuff. Like, I see all this crap strewn on the side of the road, and I'm just thinking, why? Why? Because there are people kind of like me where, like, I want to do something about it, but at the same time, I'm almost a bit hesitant to, or I'm more nervous to do it, just because, I mean, even though, yes, I would be willing to go over, stop by any time over, or stop at any random time and pick up the garbage on the side of the road, that's not going to fix the problem as a whole, because there will still be people that will litter. And even though litter is gross, disgusting, awful, it still happens. And it's slowly destroying the environment, and so that concludes this little environment topic that I wanted to talk about. The next thing that I want to talk about is the law. Now, of course, me being young and stupid, I still have so much to learn about the law and all its implications, and legal jurisdictions, and all the seriousness that ensues when it comes to law. But the law needs to step up its game. Seriously, it does. Because I recently watched this video on YouTube by Review Tech USA, which I am a huge fan of his channel. I love watching his videos, especially his older ones. But there was a video that he recently pushed out called "This News Story Should Make You..." I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was a fairly new video where Rich actually discusses what this person did. And so there is pretty much a boyfriend and a girlfriend who were not on very good terms. And the girlfriend actually created a fake account of her boyfriend and sent herself threats to make her boyfriend look bad. And so he almost got in really deep shit. Like, he almost got in really deep trouble, but then they finally found out that, she was the one doing this, like, she was the one pulling the strings, and so she only got a year in jail. Are you serious? Are you freaking serious? Because let me tell you one thing. 1 year in jail for a woman who did something as heinous and as severe and as intense as this, she only gets a year in prison? That's not gonna do anything. Like, you need to send her to prison for 5 years. That'll teach her. Bare minimum. Send her to prison for 5 years. Because sending her to prison just for 1 year isn't gonna do anything. And I hate, like, again, go check out go ahead and check out Review Tech USA's video on it. He goes much more in depth about it, and I agree with a lot, if not all of what Rich said in that video. So, go check it out. Not sponsored because this is my first video, but I guess the final thing that I want to talk about, and the final thing that I just want to bring light to, is mental illness and mental health. I am so sick of people thinking there's a stigma that comes with, mental health and just, your head's not in the right place, or like you're mentally sick, or you're just not mentally right. And, sometimes people aren't mentally okay. Like, they had traumatic things, like maybe, this guy was raped whenever he was another kid, which that is another topic for another day. But, just kind of really quick tangent on rape before I continue on. I think all cases of rape should be taken very seriously, regardless of who the perpetrator is, the one who does it. Okay, I have heard more stories than I know more stories than I would like to admit about men getting raped, and rape is a very serious crime. It should always be taken seriously, because it doesn't matter who the perpetrator is, it's still a crime, it's still a felony. And this kind of leads into the topic of double standards a little bit, because women kind of get off a lot easier in the world, and that's coming from me. That's coming from me, a guy who's still young and stupid, but for as young and as stupid as I am, I actually see a lot that goes on in the world. And I really hate that there's this subliminal message that society sends that, men are always the ones who are wrong. Like, men are always more, they're just wrong. And women should always be treated lightly. And, as such, that doesn't do jack of anything, okay? That does nothing. And here's why. It's because if there are serious crimes being committed by anyone, they should always have the same or equal punishments. They should never ever have different sentence lengths just because of their condition, just because of their situation. Okay? Like for child abuse, domestic violence, or anything along those lines, or some other serious thing. It doesn't matter who the perpetrator is. Regardless if they're a man or if they're a woman, they should have legal repercussions, and they should all have equal sentences. And it really bothers me just because this guy who the ex-girlfriend made all these death threats to, he would have gotten probably 5 years in prison. But because she was the one who did it, she only got a year in prison. And that was it. That's not going to do anything to fix the situation. Because in due time, if things like that keep happening and there's a crime that is so absurd, so intense, a really, really heinous crime, if something awful, really bad happened, I don't even know, but if something bad happened, they would have a really extreme punishment. Like those two girls who thought that Slenderman was real, and in order to please Slenderman, they lured one of their friends out into the woods and then planned to kill her. Premeditated murder. These two young girls had premeditated murder. They had intentions to kill this poor girl. And there is a big controversy that these girls shouldn't be tried as adults because they're only 12 years old. And I was thinking, that's bullshit. That is bullshit because it was premeditated. It was planned out. They tried to carry it out, and it failed. Luckily, and thank God, the girl survived. and now they are serving pretty long sentence, like I think maybe, God, 15 years if not life. But I really want to try to fix these things. And of course, I'm just one guy. I'm just one guy who's extremely kind of shy and really kind of reserved and really, like, not, I don't really, like, what am I trying to say here? It's just, I want to carry things out that can change things for the better, and I want to try to do things. And I will use this platform to try to get that message out, whatever that I feel like talking about. And it doesn't matter how relevant or irrelevant it is. I want to talk about it, get it off my chest, hopefully bring it to some light, at least get a little bit of a gathering, a little bit of a following. And yeah. Now, back to whatever I was talking about, which, God, that was minutes ago, because Anthony, why do you ramble so much? Just get to the point. My whole thing, battery. My whole thing is that global warming, I'm gonna try to bring as much light to it as I can, even though I can only use this platform, so I will try to get that out as well as I can. The environment and littering, I will do my damnedest to do whatever it takes. Okay? I will go and I will pick up litter, I will make protests. I mean, let's be real, that's probably not gonna happen. But I will try anyways. Third of all, the whole double standard thing and the whole laws and regulations, that needs to be fixed. That does. Because it's a really serious thing that nothing is being done. Is that lawmakers are extremely lazy and that the police force is pretty lazy. And they can argue back like, oh, you don't know our job because we see like dead bodies all the time and we have to stop people from shooting. And I'm not trying to take away from that, okay? I get it. Being on the force is a very serious job. You deal with a lot more situations that normal people should deal with. But still, could you please give people proper sentences? And I mean like proper punishments regardless of their gender, regardless of their condition. And mental health, I feel like I've been rambling so long, so I'm trying to close this video up, but mental health, just always know that it is a problem, and I will speak on behalf, or I will just speak for myself, you know. I have struggled a lot with mental health. I've worried a lot about my mental image, like, I've worried about my body, I've worried about how I look, I've contemplated, you know, suicide. I've really kind of thought, what if I just didn't exist in the first place? And I've even gone to lengths of cutting myself, which I know that's not the problem, and no, it doesn't fix anything, but it's just kind of sad. And then I would say that, especially me being a guy, I have suffered a lot with depression, so I'm getting my charger out so my computer doesn't die. You cannot die me, computer. I need you so I can communicate with the lovely people of the internet. There, got it. Anyway. was I talking about? That's right, mental health. Okay. Sorry, I have short attention span sometimes. Yeah, I've personally struggled with depression myself, so it's a very serious thing, and that is another subject for another day, is mental health, especially for men. Because men have always been told that, their feelings don't really matter that much, or like, we're just told that our feelings just don't matter. And we all just lack the intimacy of a good friendship. Like, it doesn't hurt to hug, okay? It's only awkward if you make it awkward. Okay? Just hug. Hug and love the people that are in your life. And they'll know because of small things like hugs and, things like that. Like, just be more intimate. And the other thing is that there are just some times where guys... No, what am I talking about? This goes all the time. Let's be real. I hate that men thinking, I hate that men frown upon the idea of crying. Because, like, it emasculates you, like, it takes away your manliness. It's like, you know what? You know what? It doesn't lessen you as a person, okay? As a matter of fact, it shows that there is something wrong. There is absolutely nothing wrong with crying. At all. Especially if you're a guy. If you're a guy and you feel like crying, just go with your feelings and let it out. Because you'll feel a lot better in the long run instead of bottling up your emotions and just putting it away. You're gonna feel so much better. And, your friends, they should gather around you and comfort you and bring you food and be like, you know what? It's okay, you're gonna be fine. Just, shh, baby, darling. You'll be fine. Okay, I brought you some food. Everything's gonna be alright. And, yeah, that kind of closes off the first video, so... I don't know what's gonna happen next, honestly. This was a fairly long video, especially since, hey, this is my first video. So, hey, especially. Yeah, I don't know how often I'm gonna try to post videos, if anything. It also depends on, like, if I get a good crowd of people behind me, or, like, if I get viewers and they're like, hey, can you do this? Or, like, can you talk about this? Or maybe start a discussion in the comments down below, okay? I ain't no pussy, I can take it. Sometimes. Sometimes I can take it, and other times it's just like, no, I can't even deal with it right now. But, yeah, that kind of does it for first video, so... hopefully I push out a new video sometime soon, and hopefully, again, this gets a good this gets a good following, this channel does. I don't know how well this video will do, especially with YouTube's most recent problems right now, where every time you upload a video, you lose subscribers, and I mean, come on, I only have 3 right now, so... I ain't got much left, so... why can I not talk? I ain't got much to lose right now, but... yeah, so... let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I would love to hear your opinions. If you agree, if you disagree, please feel free to share, but don't be a jerk about it. Just, just kind of say it, and just, don't be an asshole. Yeah. I don't know how to do intros and outros yet, but it kind of does it, so. Also, since, the time is drawing near, I probably won't have a second video up before Christmas, so This is, again, well, actually, no, forget that. If I don't have another video up before Christmas, I wish all of you a Merry Christmas. I wish all of you Happy Holidays if you don't celebrate Christmas. Like, I wish you a good Kwanzaa. I wish you a good Hanukkah. Whatever holiday you celebrate, I hope it's awesome. I hope it's great. And that does it. So, see you on the flip side.